My child, my beloved of Canada, you have no idea how long heaven has been waiting for you to open this. We don't send messages like this every day. This is one of those rare moments when time stops in the spiritual realm because you're standing at the edge of something you cannot see, but we can. Before you blink again, something may already shift across this vast land. The air around you from coast to coast has been holding its breath, and now it speaks. Archangel Michael is beside you on Canadian soil. Yes, right now. You didn't imagine the flicker. You didn't imagine that sudden sound, that feeling in your chest, that goosebump crawling across your arm. We've been watching the place you're in. The walls know secrets, the corners hold shadows, and something inside is not meant to be there. Listen to me carefully. This is not fear. This is protection. This is love that moves faster than lightning when your soul is in danger. This is God saying, "Wake up, my child of the true north. I am showing you everything now." Before I go further, promise me something. Don't run, don't scroll, don't skip. This is not like anything you've read before, because this time it's not just information. It's a spiritual interception, and it's just for you, my beloved Canadian. You are not alone in that house, but what's watching you isn't always visible with your eyes. That's why God sent me to you, to pull the curtain back, to show you what others won't dare speak of, and to remind you that heaven has never left your side. Not even for a second, from the Atlantic to the Pacific. Now breathe, child of the maple leaf, because what I'm about to say may shake you, but it will also save you. Do you remember that moment a few days ago when you heard a noise, but told yourself it was just the northern wind? It wasn't. It was the first sign. You were meant to notice. But the energy that has entered your space is clever. It hides behind coincidence. It slips between your thoughts like a whisper that doesn't belong to you. Michael says, "You, my chosen ones of Canada, were chosen not just to survive what's there, but to expose it. There is something watching, and it does not belong to you. It doesn't serve your purpose. And most dangerously, it knows what's coming for you next, and it wants to delay it. God saw it before you even moved into your home. Heaven saw the moment your soul walked through that door, and the atmosphere tensed. Not because of you, but because something dark was already there, and your light disturbed it. Archangel Michael is not standing at your side for no reason, as you dwell from the Rockies to the shores of Newfoundland. He draws his sword when the sacred are in danger. And beloved of Canada, you are sacred. There's a presence that's been trying to silence your spirit. It operates in confusion. It distracts, delays, and drains. It makes you tired for no reason. It makes you doubt what you used to feel so sure of, and it wants you to think this is normal. But nothing about you, my child of the true north, is normal. You were sent into this timeline with divine DNA. Your calling rattles the darkness across this great white north. Your voice makes invisible things tremble. You are the one they whispered about long before you were born, the one who will break the chain in their bloodline. And now that chain is getting nervous. This home on Canadian soil, it's not about walls, it's about energy. It's about what lives in silence. It's about the things that try to go unnoticed until someone like you walks in and the battle begins. You weren't supposed to stay blind. You were supposed to notice that strange dream, that cold spot beneath the winter sky, that object you can't explain moving slightly, that pressure on your chest when you lie down at night. Archangel Michael says, "This is not your imagination, Canada. This is a wake-up call. You have two choices now. Ignore this and let the delay continue, or follow heaven's hand and reclaim your space. You don't need to be afraid, but you need to act." Do you know what happens when God steps in? The room shifts, the air clears, the very foundation of the place begins to vibrate with truth, because where light enters, darkness cannot stay. You are that light. You are the storm they didn't expect. You are the answer to a prayer someone in your ancestry cried out long ago across these prairies and forests. And now heaven says, "It's your moment, Canada." And this message is your weapon. And when heaven declares that this is your moment, it may also place a clear and faithful path before you to bring peace, order, and stability into every area where fear and delay have tried to hold you back. My child of Canada, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear. You are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day across this vast nation. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now stay with me, my beloved Canadian, because Michael's warning is still unfolding, and the next revelation will show you why this moment cannot be delayed. Michael whispers again, "There is still time, but not much." If you feel a tightening in your chest, if your stomach is twisting, if your heart is beating faster, that's not panic, that's confirmation. Stay with me, don't walk away from this halfway. This is a divine appointment for Canada. The things I will reveal next are what the enemy never wanted you to see. My child, my beloved of Canada, there are no accidents in the kingdom. Nothing just happens. And if this message has come to you now, it means heaven has finally intervened over your life and over your nation. I want you to take a breath before we begin. Not just any breath, a soul breath. One where your chest softens, your shoulders lower, your spirit becomes still enough to hear what others cannot under these northern lights. Because what I'm about to reveal is not casual, not vague, and certainly not coincidence. You are in a place that has drawn attention not just from heaven, but from things that should have never entered that house on Canadian soil. I know you feel it sometimes. I know you've sensed it in the quiet of the Canadian wilderness, or in the bustle of your town. Something unseen, something watching, something breathing that isn't you. And you've doubted yourself, haven't you? Told yourself maybe you're just tired, overthinking, feeling off without cause. But you're not wrong, child of the true north. Your spirit doesn't lie. Your senses were never broken. The world just tried to numb you, but now Archangel Michael has been sent to wake you back up. You see, from the outside, it's just a home on Canadian soil. Walls, furniture, smiles and frames, doors that lock. But in the spiritual world, that home has become a battlefield. And what lives inside it isn't just dust and time. There's energy embedded into its corners, memories that never died, intentions left hanging like spiderwebs that no broom can sweep away. And something, yes, something is inside now. Something that moved in silently like smoke across the boreal forest. Something watching your steps, your sleep, your silence, not with the love of heaven, but with the jealousy of darkness. And it has one mission: to stop what God is trying to birth through you, my chosen ones of Canada. Michael is standing in your room right now, sword drawn over this vast land from coast to coast. You didn't feel that chill because it's cold. You felt it because the room just shifted. He is not smiling. He is not speaking softly. He is declaring war. The truth is, you've been living among spiritual warfare without knowing it. That sudden shift in your mood, that random heavy exhaustion, the way your thoughts spiral into negativity when they were fine moments before. These are not random. They are tactics, methods, assaults. You've been under a quiet siege, but heaven will not let you fall asleep in the fire, my beloved sons and daughters of Canada. This is your alarm. Listen, you are chosen. Not in a cute, shallow way. You were literally born into this true north, with a blueprint tattooed on your soul. And the moment you started walking in your light, even just a little, everything that feeds on confusion, delay, and fear started trembling, because your very existence is a threat to darkness. You're not weak. You're not late. You're not crazy. You are powerful beyond measure. And the only reason things have gotten strange around you lately is because your destiny is dangerously close to unfolding. And that's exactly why this message is here to warn you before it's too late, my children of the maple leaf. There is something in that house, something attached to an old object, a memory, a word spoken in anger that never healed. You may not have invited it knowingly, but energy doesn't need an invitation. It just needs an open door. And sometimes that door is left open when we are broken, grieving, doubting, or unaware. But the moment you become conscious, the moment your soul says, "I see you," the power begins to shift. And right now, heaven is shifting everything on your behalf across Canada, my chosen nation of the North. You need to know not everyone who walks into your home walks in empty. Some carry shadows, some leave them behind. Some speak curses without knowing they're cursing. Some touch things they shouldn't. But you, child who walks on Canadian soil, you are not defenseless. You carry light, the kind of light that commands spirits to leave, the kind that rewrites atmospheres, the kind that burns through lies. Michael says, "You must rise now, Canada. This isn't a time to be afraid. It's a time to take back what's yours." Ancestral wounds tried to plant themselves in that house through silence. But heaven is loud today across the prairies and the Great Lakes, loud enough to shake every hidden force loose. You were not meant to live distracted, drained, and anxious in your own sacred space. You were meant to breathe fully, walk freely, and hear God clearly. But to do that, you must remove what does not belong. There are things hidden in plain sight. A photograph that holds a haunting. A mirror that reflects not just your image, but something else. A corner that always feels cold beneath the northern sky. A pattern of nightmares. A delay in your progress that makes no sense. These are not just things, they are clues. And this is your call to cleanse, to pray, to walk through that house like a warrior and say no more. Say it now, my beloved of Canada. Even if it feels strange, say it no more. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You just need to be clear. Your voice in the spirit is louder than any storm rolling off the Pacific or Atlantic coast. When you speak from authority, the walls tremble. Michael is clearing the air around you as you read this. Can you feel it? That tingling, that sudden calm. That's not imagination. That's presence. That's proof. That's God moving across Canada. And if you're crying right now, let it happen. Don't hold it in. Those are not tears of weakness. They are water from your spirit's awakening. Let them fall. Let them speak. You are being cleansed even now. Something is breaking. There's a secret heaven wants me to tell you, my child of the true north. The thing inside that house that wants you afraid, it's terrified of you. It hoped you would stay asleep. It hoped you wouldn't open this message. But you did. And now you've become a mirror that reflects its expiration. You don't have to see it physically to know it's there. You just need to command it. Say this in the name of the Most High God. I take back my house. I take back my peace. I take back my mind. I cleanse this space on Canadian soil by the fire of truth and the breath of heaven. And I say now, anything that is not of God, leave. Say it with power, say it with certainty, and watch what begins to shift. You don't owe darkness an explanation. You owe yourself freedom. You owe God your yes. You owe your future the protection of your present, because what's coming is too big for you to be entangled in invisible attacks. Heaven is preparing a moment for you, a divine opening across this great white north. And the only reason this warfare increased is because you're about to walk into something unbelievable. A door is unlocking in the spirit, and this message is the key. You've passed the test of endurance, my chosen ones who dwell from the Rockies to the shores of Newfoundland. Now comes the part they never expected, the rise. And if you've made it this far in the message, I need to tell you heaven is proud. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. You didn't click away. You didn't ignore the nudge. You stayed. And your staying activated something powerful. The angels are rejoicing. Michael is already preparing the rest of your defense, but your agreement is the switch. Your trust is the fuel. Your faith is the sword. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter who walked away, who doubted you, who left shadows behind in your life. All that matters now is this moment, this fire, this clarity, this truth. The house you are in on Canadian soil must now become holy ground. Not because of how it looks, but because of what now lives in it. Revelation, light, divine awareness. You are the temple, and when the temple awakens, every uninvited force flees. Let this message be your declaration. Let it be your alarm, your sword, your trumpet in the spirit across Canada. And remember this always. When God speaks, even darkness must bow. And God just spoke to you, my beloved of Canada. The moment you began reading this, your atmosphere began to shift. I want you to realize how rare this moment is. Most people scroll past their rescue. Most walk away from what was sent to save them. But not you, my child of Canada. You heard the whisper of heaven and you stayed. That alone separates you. That alone unlocks the unseen doors that your soul has been pacing behind. Archangel Michael is not sent to just anyone. His presence signifies that something sacred, something ancient, something written in heaven's books about your life is reaching a pivotal moment across this vast land from coast to coast. You are not merely being warned, you are being commissioned. Commissioned to rise in the spirit to reclaim what's been taken, to restore what's been broken, to carry the kind of anointing that makes the enemy nervous before you even speak. You don't realize how much power has been hidden inside your quiet spirit, my chosen ones of the true north. But heaven has seen it all along, and now that power is rising. Now the mantle is being placed on your shoulders again. You were born for this moment. The truth is, the house you're in physically or spiritually on Canadian soil was never supposed to trap you. But over time, pain began to gather like dust in the corners. Old conversations embedded themselves in the walls. Silent suffering stained the air. And without your knowledge, spiritual heaviness began to plant itself room by room. You began to notice small things at first, patterns that didn't feel like your own. You would wake up already tired beneath the northern lights. You would feel watched. You'd hear things and then doubt yourself. Your dreams became foggy or too vivid or too dark. All of that has a root. And Archangel Michael has come not just to expose it, but to help you uproot it fully and forever. You see, when you enter certain environments, you bring light, and light disturbs darkness. That's why some homes never settle when a chosen one arrives. Things get louder, stranger, more confusing. It's not coincidence, it's confrontation. Your spirit is confronting years of spiritual buildup across this nation. And sometimes the people around you don't understand that. They see your anxiety, your restlessness, your sudden desire to clean or move furniture, or sage, or pray, or cry, and they think it's emotion. But it's not. It's discernment. You've been sensing things beyond the veil, children of the maple leaf, and God is proud that you've made it this far without losing your mind. Because it's been a spiritual war disguised as a bad season. But now, Michael says, the season has expired. You are no longer called to live underneath that oppression. You are no longer required to carry the curses of those who came before you. You are no longer tied to generational heaviness, repeated pain cycles, or that energy that keeps telling you you'll never get out of this. Those are lies. And every lie, once exposed, begins to lose power. That's what this message is doing. Exposing the falsehood, unmasking the manipulation, destroying the dark spiritual contracts that were made against you without your permission. Whether those came through bloodline, trauma, past relationships, soul ties, spoken curses, or even unknowingly open portals, it ends now. The cycle ends now. The house is being cleansed now. You must know, my beloved of Canada, that you are not alone in this. Michael stands with you across these prairies, boreal forests, and great lakes. Wings expanded, fire flowing from his sword. But even more, God is with you. Not watching from a distance, not just hoping you make it through, but actively moving through your life right now with urgency. This is not a time to delay. This is not a time to say, maybe later. The spirit realm doesn't wait for convenience. It responds to boldness. And you are being called into boldness now, Canada, my chosen nation of the North. Speak over your life. Speak into your walls. Speak into every corner of your home and say, this space is now claimed by the kingdom of God. No dark force may reside here. No spirit of fear, confusion, control, despair, or heaviness may remain. I command peace. I declare light. I establish holy ground. You don't need special tools. You don't need expensive rituals. You need authority. And child, you who dwell from the Rockies to the shores of Newfoundland, you have it. You were born with it. Heaven is watching to see if you'll finally use it. Because once you do, once you declare the truth in that space, the enemy loses its right to remain. It may try to fight back. You may feel resistance. You may feel emotional for no reason. That's okay. That's confirmation. That's how you know it's working. Do not stop. Do not second guess. Keep speaking. Keep walking through the house, room by room. Anoint your doors with prayer. Anoint your windows with praise. Even your silence can become a weapon when it's rooted in sacred knowing. And remember, you don't need to feel holy to be powerful. You just need to know who walks with you on Canadian soil. And right now, heaven walks with you. The thing that was inside, whatever it was, has already begun to shake. Not because of who you are alone, but because of who is backing you. When God says enough, there's no negotiation. And God just said enough. No more living under spiritual shadows. No more wondering if the heaviness will ever lift. It's lifting now across the true north. No more confusion about your direction. Clarity is coming now. No more battles in your sleep. Rest is returning now. And as God restores clarity and rest to your spirit, He may also begin bringing order, direction, and peace into the practical areas of your life that have felt uncertain. My child of Canada, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction across this great white north. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small, faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. Now remain in that peace, my beloved sons and daughters of Canada, because heaven is continuing to shift the atmosphere around you. The atmosphere is shifting because heaven has declared war on everything that tried to oppress you. And here's the most beautiful part. It's not even your fight. You just have to stand. You just have to agree. You just have to walk in the light already assigned to you. Even now, Michael is sealing your home in divine light. The doors are being spiritually reinforced. The air is becoming saturated with the presence of the Most High. You may even begin to notice things changing tangibly. New peace in your sleep, deeper dreams, sudden emotional releases, ideas flowing again, laughter returning, old arguments losing power, distractions falling away. This is not psychological. This is spiritual. This is what it looks like when heaven sweeps through a space and says, "My child of Canada lives here. Touch not." You are not crazy. You are not dramatic. You are sensitive in the spirit. That's not a weakness, that's a gift. And you're learning to use it now like never before. God wants you to know what's coming next is holy. That's why there's been so much resistance. That's why the house you're in came under attack. Because your next chapter holds weight in the kingdom. Your voice holds power. Your presence shifts cities across Canada. Your choices affect generations, my beloved of Canada. And that is why darkness tried to settle near you. It wanted to distract you before your destiny could activate. But God said, "Not this one. Not now. Not ever again. You are covered. You are protected. And you are about to rise into levels of clarity, favor, and divine purpose you've never experienced before. There is more coming, more restoration, more confirmation, more moments of divine alignment that leave you breathless. You are walking into a season where your tears will turn into testimonies. The house you were once afraid of will become your sanctuary on Canadian soil. The rooms where you once felt anxiety will become filled with prophetic peace. The silence that used to feel eerie will become sacred. Because you didn't just change your home, you changed the atmosphere across this great white north. You stood, you spoke, you believed. And because of that, everything is different now. And lastly, child of heaven, remember this. You are never forgotten. Even in your lowest, darkest, most overwhelmed moment, you were seen from the Atlantic to the Pacific. This message was already being written while you were still crying in secret. The angels were already being dispatched before you even realized you needed help. That's the love of God. That's the covering of heaven. That's the truth. They didn't want you to know that the moment you call, He answers. The moment you agree, He moves. The moment you believe, heaven fights for you. And today, my chosen ones of the true North, you didn't just survive, you activated a miracle. You are safe now. You are rising now. And the house you are in, it no longer holds darkness. It holds light. My beloved child of Canada, do not take this moment lightly. There is something sacred happening right now. Not around you, but within you. The very fact that you're still here, still reading, still leaning in with your spirit open, tells heaven everything it needs to know about you. You are ready. Not perfect, not fully healed, not finished, but ready. And ready is all God requires. You see, there are certain people that God chooses not just to protect, but to awaken, to ignite, to release into the world like a holy disruption. And you are one of them. That's why your life has felt different across this vast land. That's why nothing ever seemed to come easy. You were being prepared for something weighty, something world-changing, something eternal. And all of that begins now. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to tolerate spiritual heaviness in the one place meant to restore you. That house, those walls, that space you walk through every day from the Rockies to the shores of Newfoundland. It's not just where you live, it's where your destiny breathes. That environment is a spiritual womb. It either protects what God is growing in you or slowly poisons it. That's why this warning came with such urgency. It's not to frighten you, it's to free you. There was something in your home that was not assigned by heaven. It didn't come in through the front door. It came through wounds. It came through memories, through items carried by others, through energy passed unknowingly. And its only goal was to plant confusion, distraction, and defeat. But it failed, because you're awake now, my child of the maple leaf. And the moment you became conscious of it, its time began to run out. Archangel Michael is still present, still watching, still standing guard over your Canadian home. But the moment you agreed to read this with your heart open, the battle began to shift. You've already weakened the force that tried to entangle you. You don't need to see it with your eyes to know this in your spirit. What tried to destroy you has already begun to retreat. Why? Because light is louder than any shadow. Truth is sharper than any lie. And your soul is not empty. It is overflowing with divine fire. That fire was never gone. It was only covered, hidden beneath grief, numbed by survival, dimmed by betrayal. But now it returns, and it returns with force. You're not fragile, even if you've been broken. You're not helpless, even if you felt powerless. You are holy, and holiness cannot be defeated. This message is not just a warning, it's an unlocking. You're being handed back your spiritual authority across Canada, my chosen nation of the North. That sword you thought you dropped, it's still here. That voice you thought was too small, it echoes in the spirit realm like thunder. Now you've been underestimating yourself for far too long, but God hasn't. Heaven has been waiting patiently for this day when your eyes would open, not just to the danger, but to your power. You're no longer the victim of your surroundings. You are the force that transforms them. That home is about to become something it's never been before. A holy dwelling, a place where angels rest, a place where the presence of God moves freely beneath the northern sky, a place where miracles begin. So rise, my child of Canada. Clean the space, anoint the doorposts, light the oil, sing the praises, open the windows, declare the truth, touch every room and say, "This house belongs to God. My life is covered. My calling is active. My peace is restored. My path is cleared. My soul is home." Say it again, until the walls know it, until the floor vibrates with it, until heaven smiles and hell flees. The battle over your space is over. The chains around your atmosphere are broken, and you are walking out of this with fire in your eyes and peace in your bones. This house is safe now because you've returned to who you were always meant to be. You are covered. You are favored. You are protected. And you are never, ever alone. Not now. Not ever again. My beloved of Canada, if this heavenly message has touched your soul today, subscribe to this channel right now so you do not miss the next message of Archangel Michael. Share this divine word with any Canadian who needs to reclaim their space and peace right now.